Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and the following SAT writing question is asking about this sentence here. So let's go ahead and start reading it together. The original Patent Act established a three-person board comprised of the Secretary of State, Secretary of War, and Attorney General, whom had sole authority to determine whether to grant or deny patent applications. So if this had been who had, talking about the Attorney General as the subject, having being the verb here, and usually when you have just a subject, who performs an action or who does some verb, you want to actually have who rather than whom. Whom is going to be for an object. So like the letter to whom, or the person to whom a letter was written, for example, would have an M. The object that the verb operates on. That's what whom is going to be for, but who is going to be for the subject operating on a verb. So this should be who, first of all. And this would make sense. I mean, if the Attorney General was the one who had sole authority to determine whether to grant or deny applications, that would be okay, but we have whom, so that doesn't make sense anymore. Which had. So if we have which, this is now referring to the three-person board as a whole. So all of them, the Secretary of State, Secretary of War, and Attorney General. There's no reason why this would be wrong. We're just changing the meaning a little bit. Let's go ahead and see if we find something better. And had sole authority. Well, this is strange because then we're saying with the and had, and is gonna mean that we are, that we are basically starting a new independent clause, so that the subject of the first independent clause would apply to this, and that seems to be the original Patent Act. So this is our original subject, and verb is established, and the Patent Act didn't have sole authority to determine whether to grant or deny patent applications. It's an act. It doesn't have authority in the way that it cannot determine things, right? It's just a piece of paper. So that doesn't make a lot of sense. And the last answer choice here is being possessed of sole authority to determine. Well, again, the act wouldn't be doing this. This would still imply that the original Patent Act is the subject. And also, we've got this verb ending in ing, which you want to avoid at all costs, unless this is the unless this is going to be a parallelism type of question that requires it. So that leaves us with which had, which refers here to the three-person board. I hope that helped with this problem, and happy prepping.